What's up, dudes? So I'm getting kind of like lunch, I guess, ready. And what are we gonna have? Well, today is my daughter's first day of summer vacation, so I'm gonna make enchiladas. Yeah. So here's what we have. I have the leftover beef roast, and so I'll cut that up, and we'll have beef enchiladas. I have some, usually we use these spinach tortillas that we like, but we don't have any, and I have some of these tortillas hanging around that came in a taco kit, so I'm just going to use these. We got some extra sharp cheddar cheese. I have a bunch of cheese curds hanging around, so maybe I'll use some of those, and then I have some of this Italian 6-cheese blend. And then I'm gonna do a lot of seasoning, and I'm gonna make just a very basic enchilada sauce with tomato sauce. So yummy, inexpensive enchiladas coming up. I'll show you how to do it. So I'm gonna start by mixing chili pepper and flour. And we're going to get this all ready because we have to cook this just for a little bit. When I say we, I'm talking about me and you. Yep, this is how easy it is. So what I did is I did 2 tablespoons of flour. So 2 big tablespoons of flour and 2 tablespoons of chili powder. And then I'm going to heat up a 1/4 cup of oil. And then I'm going to put this in the oil once it's hot, and we're going to cook the spice so it kind of opens up the spice of the chili. So we're going to actually cook the spice for a little bit, and it'll change color. And then when that happens, we're going to add, first I'll put in about 1.5 cups of broth, which I'll make some beef broth, and then I'll add the tomato sauce. But it all happens really fast because you don't want your spices to burn. And so it's good to get everything all ready beforehand before you start cooking. So my spices are now ready, the flour and the chili powder. And then now I'm going to get my broth, my 1.5 cups of broth ready. All right, so here we go. Now we're cooking this chili powder to open it up and let the flavor out. The flour, we're also cooking the flour taste out of the flour. So all this is I'm using canola oil. You can use a vegetable oil. Olive oil will smoke at high heats. So you don't want to use olive oil. So see how it's important to have that ready right away? Because there's a point where it's the golden point where you don't want your spices to burn. So then I added my broth. And now I'm going to add a can of tomato sauce. And I'm just going to let that cook. And I'm going to put in some seasoning. Now, tomato sauce has a little bit of sugar in it. It's already in there to help kind of cut the acidity of the tomato. So if you're using like pureed tomatoes or something like that, if you don't have tomato sauce, just make sure to add a little spoonful of sugar. Just like Mary Poppins. So I'm gonna let that heat up a little bit. I'll turn down the heat once it starts bubbling. I'm gonna get my seasonings ready and add those in there, and we'll have enchilada sauce. All right, so I have my seasonings all added in there, my spices. And I turn the heat down. I'm just gonna let it slowly simmer and cook. There it is. It is so good, dudes. So here we are at about the end of 10 minutes of just letting it cook. So the flour makes it kind of thick like that. Nice enchilada sauce consistency. So now I'm going to take it off of the heat and we're just gonna let it cool down. And once it's cooled, I'm gonna start assembling the enchiladas. The meat's ready. It's super yummy. Lunch is ready.